watching Soulful Discussion.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Doing good, and you?
Doing great, I'm doing great. How did you and I meet today?
I was just stretching, and you just came up and you're like, "You want to take an interview?" I was like, "Sure."
Absolutely, absolutely. And do you remember what we said the interview was going to be about? I gave you 3 topics.
To be honest, all I heard was a mental health one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So feet, mental health, reflexology.
Okay, reflexology, feet, mental health.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. When you hear the word feet, what do you think about first? First thing goes to your mind.
Literally just walking.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it can even be stretches too, because like you're out here stretching. I know yoga, they have different types of stretches like for your feet. There's actually a version called Yin yoga that's actually stretches specifically for your feet to like create more
Really?
flexibility.
Yeah.
I interviewed a lady who was a yoga instructor, and she kind of like informed me about that. So yeah, absolutely.
That's cool. I need to learn more.
Absolutely. So today we're gonna, ask you some questions about your thoughts about the subject of feet. You just feel free to answer however you like. Okay.
Okay.
What about mental health? When you hear that, what do you think about?
Mental health. A lot.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things that pops in my head about that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, today we're gonna talk a little bit about like dealing with like stress, anxiety, different things like that. Just kind of maybe some things you might have that are like good tips, and I'll talk a little bit about some things that I've learned. And we'll just have a little discussion about that, okay?
Cool.
And then lastly, reflexology. Have you ever heard of that before? Okay, cool. I'll give you some information today, and you just tell me what your thoughts are about the information.
Cool.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
Let's start with the first question. What is something you think we can do to help improve mental health awareness throughout the world? Is there anything you think that would be good to do?
A lot more free therapy. I know there's a lot of things out there for that, but it's a lot. It's hard to access it in a way, and you have to be a certain type of mental health to get to those situations.
Yes.
It's just kind of messed up in that. And honestly, it's a lot of like self-care too. A lot of people don't understand that working with yourself and helping yourself a lot more helps you become more depressed, and it can really be. 'Cause I've been depressed for years, but I know how to self-care. I know how to like stretching helps a lot too.
Stretching, being in the sun.
Exactly.
Vitamin D, absolutely.
Yeah, 10 minutes out here, happy again,
Absolutely. And one of the things I heard, I like what you said at first, because like I remember interviewing a girl, and she said she couldn't get mental health help for her brother who was like suffering from some different illnesses here in America, because I guess you have to like be at a certain level or something like that. So they had to go all the way to Mexico to like just to get him.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, when she said it, I was like, man, that does not sound good at all. Absolutely. Fill in the blank on this question, okay? The world would be better if
everyone was just nicer, to be honest. Like, I know that's like the lamest question, but people need to be nice. A lot, like, you don't. What's the point of being mean to others? There's no
some
point
people just
in
do
that.
it maliciously, and it's just like what caused you to get to that point where you can't you don't have a nice bone, or you can't just like
It's dumb. Like bad things happen to everyone. You know, like you can't just let it get to you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. If a friend or a loved one was like dealing with like stress or anxiety, anything like that, is there anything you would say or do with them to like help them through that time?
I literally just get them out. Like I just try to like take them to places that kind of calm me down. Like go to like little stuff like this, in the middle of nowhere. Like just take them out of their little. Because being in a house helps, like, makes everything a lot worse.
Yeah.
Even though it might be better because it is your safe place, it makes everything worse.
It's almost like a distraction in a way to just keep them, like,
exactly.
Doing something else that doesn't let them focus on whatever it is that's triggering that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. In terms of yourself, and you don't have to go too in depth with this question, maybe more of a surface level answer, but in terms of is there anything that brings you anxiety, and if so, when you feel anxiety happening, what do you do to like counteract how you're feeling in that moment? Do you have any like?
So I do suffer from anxiety a lot.
Okay.
So the breathing mechanism is literally the best. A lot of people say it's just breathe. Like no, it's the best way to get your heart to calm down, to get yourself to calm down, because it's literally just your body reacting. Yes. You know, it's like your mind is some part of it, but it's your body the most.
Absolutely.
So the breathing techniques, writing down, journaling helps a lot.
Absolutely.
Even talk to yourself, you know?
Talk therapy, and you don't have to actually have somebody
record
there,
yourself, you know?
Absolutely. I think that those are very important ones. Like for me, the breathing one, I count to 5 usually, and then usually after that, I like 5, so that's kind of the number to like go to, and it's like, I usually feel like a lot different afterwards once I've done some of that deep breathing and stuff.
Yeah, like
that's definitely great.
You're not gonna feel 100%, but you're gonna feel like 85. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's really great. Is there, in terms of yourself, is there anything you would change about yourself if somebody gave you the power to, or do you
There's
feel
a
like
lot.
you're okay as you are? It says a lot?
There's a lot, but that's just probably in my head, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm probably just, like, thinking of myself. But, I don't know. There's, like, certain things that, I don't even, nothing's popping up in my head.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to kind of, like, when you're asked that question on the spot to just have a thing where it's like, yeah, this and this and that. But, like, sometimes when you're by yourself, you might think about, man, damn, I wish I was different at this or whatever like that.
Yeah, because I feel like where I'm at right now, I made myself this way, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of happy with who I am right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like little things, because I am depressed and stuff, so all
Yeah.
that little stuff.
I had a girl yesterday who I interviewed, and she actually said there was nothing that she had right now, because she's like, all the things that, like, I can think about are things I'm currently working on. So for me, like, I don't have anything. So maybe it's more like that for you
Exactly,
too. Like, you're
yeah.
working on it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, let's get into these questions now. Fill in the blank on this question. When I think about my feet, I feel
Gross.
You said what now?
Gross.
gross. Why gross?
I just don't like feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
but even your own, you don't like
Yeah,
your own
I
feet?
just don't like looking.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And it's like, don't look.
So let me ask you, you said you don't like feet. Did that start somewhere for you, or has it always just like
No.
naturally been there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally don't know. Like, it's on your body, you know? Like, I really
Okay.
don't care. But I don't know. It's just something about feet.
Have you ever gone and gotten like a pedicure or anything like that?
Of course, all the time, yeah.
Even
I
after
roller
that, you-
skate, so like
Okay.
your feet get ugly after a while.
Because you have them in like the boot type thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm
Absolutely.
just like, ugh, you know.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this: in terms of that, have you ever received a compliment from somebody, anybody that just said, "Hey, you have nice feet"?
Yeah.
So you have received a compliment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How did it make you feel in the moment getting a compliment from somebody about that?
Weird and awkward.
Weird and awkward.
Yeah,
Why is that?
I get weirded out with compliments in general.
So just compliments in general make you feel like that. Is it because I had another young lady said the same thing? Is it because like they're bringing attention to something, and it might not necessarily be that you like are uncomfortable with the comment, but you just don't know what to do because you're like, well, they're complimenting me on something, and it's like what do I really do about it? Like,
exactly,
yeah.
because I feel like I think it's something different than what they're complimenting.
Absolutely.
You know, so I'm just like, really, like what?
Interesting. Okay.
Exactly,
All right,
yeah.
Did you ever ask them why they thought that or anything
No.
like that? That might give you some context or whatever. Like
Yeah,
that.
true. But like, so someone give me a compliment, you'd be like, why? It'd be
Yeah, yeah.
weird, you know? They're gonna look at you like, what do you mean why? I'm just complimenting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this: in terms of like receiving compliments from men and women, do you prefer getting compliments from one group over the other?
No, because I don't take it wrong in
Okay.
any way. Like if a man compliments me, I'm like, oh, thank you. If a woman compliments me, the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't prefer it. I don't
Okay.
prefer, yeah.
So for you, it's like it's the same no matter who you're getting it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I work in customer service. I get
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. You usually.
I'm
yeah.
used to it, yeah.
I get what you're saying. Absolutely. In terms of like compliments you receive, right? Is there a certain compliment that when you get that compliment from somebody, you're like, man, that really makes my day. It makes me feel good. Anything like that?
Yeah, there's a compliment where like everyone talks about my face structure.
Yeah.
And I just like the way like it's shaped and everything. That's like one of the like rarest but most compliments I do get.
That's very
so
true,
that's the one that kind of gets to me.
Okay. Yeah, and you don't really hear people say that, like your face shape or whatever like that.
You
So that
don't.
actually would be like a unique type of a compliment to get from
Exactly.
somebody. Absolutely. How often do you get pedicures?
Not much.
Not much.
Often.
Like if you could give it a number on the year, is it only
I
like maybe
haven't-
special occasions?
I haven't
or
went to
things?
go to my nails or feet done in so long. Because I
Really?
was working at Starbucks for a cool minute and you can't do your nails and stuff. And I just haven't like, if I get my nails done, I'm not going to go get my feet done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting. Okay.
But I've been thinking about it.
Absolutely. In terms of pedicures, have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before?
Medical pedicure?
Yes.
No.
So that's when you go see a podiatrist. It's a specialist of the foot. They'll basically take a look at your feet, make sure your toenails grow correctly. They check your toe alignment to make sure your toe alignment is like right. They'll check your feet for like dead skin, fungus, do all the work there with like medical grade equipment. It's actually like the cleanest type of pedicure you can get, like because you know everything's disinfected. It's like more like that. What would your thoughts be on seeing somebody like that who could give you like insight into like what's going on with your feet, tell you like
That'd be
different
actually
things?
pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I kind of go out and give this information. Actually, a lady provided this information to me. She said that's the only type of pedicure. She's like, I do not go get cosmetic. I go to get that done.
What?
And she's like, it's been beneficial for her because it's more about her actual feet health as opposed to like cosmetically making them look good. So I was like, oh, that was dope. So I just go out and give that information.
Yeah, because you're on your feet literally like, your whole life. You need to take care of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's the foundation, man.
No,
Absolutely.
for real.
In terms of shoes, how often you were open toe shoes, flip flops?
Not as often.
Not as often.
Yeah, I wear a lot of like Docs, like Doc Martens or like Chucks. Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's like kind of more your style. Like it's like a comfort type thing for you.
Yeah, it's more of a comfort. Like I said, I don't really like my feet. Like ever since I was a kid, so I never showed my feet at all. So like my tan, okay, it's not that bad. I go to the beach, but you know. But you know the sock tan.
No, I know what you mean. I got one too. Absolutely. I think we all get them. Like, if you tend to keep your feet in like shoes and stuff like that. Absolutely. But I always think about it like this, right? To me, I feel like it adds character because it's something that like it's yours, right? It belongs to you. So it's like a part of you, and I think it tells a story, right? Like if you tend to wear that a lot or whatever like that, and then you switch into sandals, it's like, well, yeah, I have a kind of a little bit of a tan here because keep my feet in shoes. Or
exactly,
like
yeah.
Absolutely. In terms of going barefoot, how often do you do that?
To be honest, whenever I get the chance to, I like grounding. It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
So I was gonna bring up earthing and grounding. So you're familiar with that?
I'm familiar with grounding. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: when you do that, right? Do you feel a difference than what you felt before you started? Like.
In a way, yeah. Going to the beach a lot. That's a lot of grounding. What's the difference? I feel a lot lighter, if that makes any sense.
There it is.
Yeah.
And I think it would be like, spiritually, mentally, like all that. You feel like lighter in terms of you might have come in like maybe dealing with a lot of stress and things like that, but then you get up and you're just like, man, I'm feeling like just like maybe you're walking on cloud 9 a little bit.
No, for real.
Yeah. I mean, when I first tried it, because a Reiki master actually suggested it to me. She also suggested like tree hugging too.
That's fun.
I just remember like, because you're supposed to like in that moment not think about anything else. You just focus on what you're feeling and like what's happening in that moment. And I remember getting up from that and just being like, I wasn't really worried about anything else like at the moment. So definitely think that those are beneficial.
No, yeah, I love tree hugging.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
Absolutely. All right, so now in this moment right now, can we see what your feet look like?
No, I'm shy.
Okay, so you're shy. It's okay. I want to tell you why I just asked you that. Okay, let me give you the mental health.
No,
why
yeah.
I started my channel. So during quarantine, I actually got furloughed from my job, right? So I'm at home and I started watching a lot of YouTube, and I came across one guy's channel where he was talking about exposure therapy. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's for people who like have like, you may feel like uncomfortable in certain situations. You may have a phobia, or you may deal with certain things that when you are encountered with that, you will like tend to be like, I'm not gonna get out of it. I'm gonna stay right here in this comfort zone where I feel comfortable.
No,
right?
yeah.
So I was like, when I heard about like how exposure therapy is beneficial from like not trying to think about so much of like negative things, focusing on the positive, and coming out of your comfort zone and just trying something new, I was like, that's something I need to like get more into, because like I tend to be an overthinker. I will like overthink situations and be like, well, I don't know if I want to do this because of this and that and this, and it's like in the moment I have to really just think about like two things, like is there anything that's going to threaten my life, is there anything threatening my safety, right? If I don't feel that, then why am I really like not wanting to do that thing, right? So when I heard about that, I was like, okay, let me get more into making snap decisions. But I also had the idea during quarantine, there's a lot of women getting into like foot modeling. That was a thing, right? Mm-hmm. I wondered, like, could I take exposure therapy, right? Go out, meet women who I just met. I don't know you. We don't know each other. We just started talking now. And see if they can be comfortable in the moment, right? Impromptu. I know it's something that like may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but can you just go through with it to practice some of that exposure therapy? And when I go out and do this, I get different reactions. I get some women who are just completely open and just like, yeah, sure, like I'm not, tripping or anything. Some women will start to overthink it, like, I don't know. And some women are like, nah, I'm good. But the whole point of my channel is to show those reactions, to see like, who are the people who can come out? Because some people will say no at first, but then eventually they're like, well, yeah, let's just see, maybe it's nothing too bad, right? And the whole point of that is, what I'm trying to do is, a lot of people have negative connotations and like emotions about feet, right? But like we talked about, feet are our foundation. They're important for us, like to be able to do things in life. I'm trying to show the positive side through the interactions that I have with women about that. What are your thoughts about that? How do you feel about it?
It's actually pretty cool because a lot of people don't really like think about that. Because I didn't even think about that until you started telling me. I'm like, yeah, actually you do like need your feet and you have to take care of them a lot more than a lot of people do in general. It's kind of crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in this moment right now, we want to see, can we get you to get out of that comfort zone for a moment?
Right now.
No? What
No,
about
I just woke
this?
up.
I know. I know. What about this though? Okay, like kind of meet me halfway. Can we get you to show one foot? Because then it's not completely out of your comfort zone. Like, right? It's 1 foot. It's half of it. Can we get you to do that just to see what the feeling is?
No.
It's okay. And is it because of, like you said, you have the insecurities, you have all, like, there's different things that like kind of lead to that?
In a way, but I'm just kind of like, I don't want to take off my socks right now.
All right, that makes sense. All right, let's talk about reflexology, and I'll let you get up out of here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, actually, can we see what your feet look like in the socks? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with that? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, and let me ask you this: like, your feet looks like, is your bigger toe bigger or your second toe?
My second toe.
All right,
No, my second toe, yeah.
Do you know what that's called? Because there's different toe alignments, like based on that. Your toe alignment would be called the Grecian toe alignment. It's a Greek toe. So, like, you may have some Greek heritage. I don't know if you know that already, or you may have some people that in your family may have been from Greece or something like that.
Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a predominant thing that they usually find with people who are from.
Well, I'm not Greek or anything, but I am half Japanese.
Oh.
So that might be
It
something.
could be too. All right.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Let me get you. Can you put your legs down flat
Yeah.
like this? Oh, straight like this, kind of.
Oh.
Give me something, and then both like this way. Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like from here you have a nice arch. I don't know if you've been told that, but is that from?
I have been told that.
Okay, you do have a nice arch, and it's kind of high too. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Cool, absolutely. How are you feeling in this moment? We take a look at your feet in socks.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a little bit better. Yeah.
So you feel
I just don't like showing my toes, you know?
Okay, is it because you haven't had a pedicure
Yeah,
and things like
the
that?
only reason.
Okay, I understand. In terms of reflexology, let's talk about that. So reflexology is all about the different pressure points, right? You have your hands and feet, right? Those pressure points actually like will connect to different parts of your body. So like,
I've
let's
heard
say for
about that,
example, through
actually.
like massage, through acupuncture, acupressure, you can actually alleviate stress and tension to various parts of your body, right?
Yeah.
There's actually like, let's say for example, you're somebody who does migraines. There's a portion of your feet and your hands you can massage that alleviates the tension you feel in those
Like
moments.
if you get nauseous, move your big toe.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, you know a little bit.
I know a little bit.
There's also a piercing you can get in your ear, like when you're dealing with migraines, that actually does the exact same thing.
Really?
Absolutely. What are your thoughts kind of about it? We talked about it. You said you know a little bit about it. How do you feel? Do you think that's something that's beneficial to others?
With the grounding and everything, or like
Reflexology, all that. What do you think about that?
it helps me. Like someone told me about the whole like, cause I get nauseous a lot at night, just like randomly. I would have really bad stomach pains, and they were just like, just move your big toe and it'll go away, and it does.
Absolutely. That's
And
a really
it does.
cool thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So usually when we get to reflexology, we like to talk about sensitivity, right? How ticklish do you tend to be? When you have gotten pedicures, are you ever ticklish in those
I'm
moments?
very ticklish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a trick for you that could be helpful. Do you mind if we test it out? Would that be cool?
You're gonna tickle me?
I have a tool. I'm not gonna actually touch you.
I'm like, you're gonna
Would that be
tickle me?
cool?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I can like not laugh. You
Yeah,
know?
let me just have you hold that. Well, you can do whatever you're feeling in the moment.
Okay.
You don't need
So
to
I put it
like,
to you.
yeah, you don't need to like feel like you need to do something or anything like that. If you feel like laughing, laugh. You know,
Okay.
laughter is also good for us, right?
Oh no, yeah. So it's
Absolutely.
the best medicine out there.
Absolutely. Cool.
Cool.
All right, let me grab that. So let me have you put your feet out straight again. All right, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it without the trick, and then I'm gonna tell you what the trick is, and then I want you to tell me did it make a difference. Okay.
Okay.
And actually, I learned something new yesterday from somebody else, where they told me we're gonna add it in. I'll show you one.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So let's start with your right one first. Kind of flex your toes up a little bit if you can. All right, cool. And we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. Just tell me where you feel it at. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And
Right there.
So right when we got to the middle. Okay. Let's see
the
if we can get
middle.
all the way up. Okay.
We
So
can.
right here, not so much here. So it's like right in that
Yeah,
area.
it's just right
Okay.
there.
Cool. What would you say the scale is on the scale out of 1 out of 10?
Like how much I felt it?
How much you felt it?
Like a 7, 8.
7, 8. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's try your left now. And let's see where we feel this one at. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And
Right
tell
there
me,
too.
so is this one more or less than the other one?
Less,
So
but
this one would be like a 5 or a 6,
yeah.
something like that?
But
Okay.
I still feel it more in the middle than the top
More
or
in
the
the middle
bottom.
than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Have you put both feet out, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you try the trick. So what I want you to do while I'm doing it, I want you to wiggle your toes while I'm going up, and you just tell me if you feel it more or less, okay? Wiggle here. All right. You feel it more or
Yeah,
less?
that's.
You
I mean,
know why?
why?
Because so first of all, your mind is actively thinking about wiggle my toes, right? So it's like a distraction in a way.
Oh.
But also because like you're moving your toes, you move the energy to different places. So that actual area where I'm at, you can't feel it there. Absolutely.
Nice.
That's a trick for you. So let's try it here too. Wiggle. All right. More or less.
True, less.
All right, so now I want to do it one other way. I want you to wiggle your fingers with it while I'm doing it. You tell me if you feel it even less than that.
Okay.
So wiggle your fingers and toes. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I feel it. That's so weird.
You feel that? So yeah, those are some things you can do differently. Like
Yeah.
if you are like you're going to get a pedicure and you start to feel like that sensitivity, just do this a little bit.
Wow,
You feel
okay.
a lot less.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's actually pretty cool.
Absolutely cool. Let's wrap up the interview. In terms of my approach, when I came up to you and I asked you to do the interview, did you feel my approach was good? Was it bad? How did you feel about it?
It was pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I liked
thank
it. You're welcome.
You. Absolutely. In terms of the interview from start to finish, could you see how everything was going along in the line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new?
It made sense. I learned a couple new things.
Absolutely.
It was pretty
Medical
cool.
pedicures.
Fuck
we
yeah.
talked about exposure therapy. Reflex like the little trick right here for pedicures.
No, for real. I'm gonna start using it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the last thing that I always ask on my channel, something that you can say to the channel, maybe it's a life lesson you learned, some wise words that somebody shared with you, something that can be helpful to people on the channel.
Just be yourself. Like everyone's like trying to be other people and trying
Yeah.
to be just like a different version of them, but it's not. Like learn to be yourself and learn to be happy with that, because your happiness comes within. And you can't be happy without being happy with yourself.
It's really dope. It's really dope. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you taking this time with us.
Of course,
all
I
right?
appreciate it. Thank
And
you for
we hope
coming
that
up.
you have a great one, okay?
I will. Thank you.